Welcome back, everyone. It's Jason here again. For those that are new, Console's Product Training Manager. Now, today is the last of our 3 product unveiling sessions. If you did miss the last 2, so far we've released inbound SMS, and also paperless inspections available with Console Go Inspect. Just before we jump in, if you do have any questions or comments, don't forget to pop them down below in the comments section if I'm pointing correctly, depending on what platform you're on, where that comment section will be. So pop them in there and we'll try to answer them as we go. If we do miss them, we'll answer them either at the end or after the session. All right, well, let's jump straight in. I'll do the draw reveal because I know you're probably already going to guess which draw it is. There's only 3 to guess from. So we'll run it anyway, and that will reveal what we're doing today. If you did also jump on our webinar on Wednesday with our Chief Product Officer and Emma and TJ as well, we did run through it there. So for those on there, you would have got a little preview. For everyone else, you'll run through it today with us. So as you saw, it was draw number 2 this time, the last of our 3 draws to open. And of course, it was console advertising or advertising. And again, it's another great tool to add to your office and your portfolio. Advertising, just quickly, really lets you take control of your property listing and is a powerful solution for managing and publishing your property listings all in one place, and of course from Console Cloud. Before I jump into showing you and talking into a little bit more detail about it, I'll give you a quick little preview. So I'm just going to play another video. This is a little preview of what advertising will look like and what's to come. Perfect. Well, there you have it. So I'm just going to jump in now and we're going to spend a little bit of time just talking to some of the details with advertising before we jump into Console Cloud, and I'll run you through a little demo of it in there as well. So what is console advertising? So great question. So put simply, advertising allows you to publish and update all your rental property listings on multiple sites at once, directly from within Console Cloud. So no more jumping on each of those portals separately and uploading the same things multiple times. The advertising workflow will allow you to manage these listings and update them and also remove as they progress through, and of course as you lease them out. How to access console advertising, So at this stage, console advertising is really important to point out that it's available to offices that are based in Australia, and we plan to extend this to New Zealand a little bit later on. It's included with the premium plans. We mentioned that back when we did our SMS, a little bit of information about the premium plans. If you've moved over recently to that new plan, then it will be included with you after release, which is of course today, which is why we're announcing it today. You must also have active accounts, important to mention, with REA and domain and the services that you want to use with Console Cloud and our advertising. So here we go. There's a couple of portals that it's available with soon. We do have some more coming at the moment. So realestate.com.au, domain, and of course Console Web Choice, which is a website program. And then of course we have some other ones coming soon, such as On the House and a few little other bits and pieces. So setting up advertising, so there's no actual thing to turn it on. As I said, premium plan customers will see it automatically in their workflow and throughout the properties page, which I'll show you in a second anyway, where that will appear. So there's no that sort of setting up. When you do have it activated, you do need to connect up, obviously, your portals such as REA and domain and so on. So you do need to add them, just like in the screenshots I put on the screen there as well. If you are using, I thought this is really important, there's a few people that use multiple, say for example, realestate.com accounts. You can add more than one realestate.com account, if I can speak properly, and that'll allow you to upload to each of those pathways at the same time as well. Great little tool. I thought I'd mention about historical listings. It was a question we received for our beta customers as well. So you will have the ability to import your current listings from realestate.com via an XML file. So that will be an option from your realestate.com to download that and then upload and import it into Console Cloud. This will then essentially upload, as you can see here, there's a couple in here I've put in there. This will upload into a list in the import screen of Console Cloud. And then obviously you can view and link those to your properties from that screen as well. That just gives you a bit of a historical view as well before we started using advertising. All right. Let's not chat any longer. Let's jump in and actually talk through what it will look like in cloud once you have it in there. So first thing I want to do is jump into my Console Cloud and I'll jump straight into my property list. As you can see here, I've got a property already highlighted. I'm going to use this property as my example. Never been listed, a brand new property. And I'm just listing it for rent. Cool. Well, as you can see, so if I click on advertising, it'll bring up this little drawer here. If the property has been listed before on one of these portals, then it will take me directly to the advertising workflow. So this information will already be captured, and we can update this if we need to via that workflow. So I'll talk to that in a second. So I'm going to add a headline. And obviously, you'll create a headline that's a bit more catchy than mine, and then the description will be a bit more detailed. So we do get people interested in the property. I'm just going to put a couple of things here just so we can move on to the next steps. Keeping it very basic. You have a couple of options here. So we can list the full address, state or suburb only. It is full address. The date available, it's got yesterday at the moment. So I'm going to choose, say, next week it'll be available. Next week. The rent, it's a $1,000 in rent, automatically calculating down here. Actually, I probably have to change that. That's weekly rent. You've got the options here. So you've got some price details as well. So again, this is replicated on the site, whatever you choose. So if you only want them to contact the agent and you don't want to show the price, or for example, you can show text instead of a price. So it will display that text, whatever you put in there. Any bond amounts, obviously 4 weeks. Property is also really great little tool down here. So if you're using something like Virtual Tools Connector, Virtual Tools Creator, I should say, you can link those in here as well. And also any videos for the property. So those great tools like VTC and other tools, you do have the ability to link them into your listings. And that will obviously come up on your site. To get more attention and obviously more interest in that property. Any website details, so you can see here, this is for domain only. So I'm going to leave these blank just for now, but obviously they're there. Really important that you do sort of utilize them as they're there. And I'll click save. And what you're seeing now, so it's moving me over to my workflows and then advertising. So then it's showing this page here. And this is essentially where I put in all my details. Just quickly on this page though, some important things to mention. So any of these features or those details, property features or basic features such as these two, these will actually save to your property page. So they are transferable with your property page and it will keep this information on that property. So just be aware of that as well. So two sides to that. Obviously, we don't want to be changing if we don't need to, if we're updating it just for the listing. It will change on our property, but obviously really important as we're updating. So all this information does carry across when we do want to advertise the property as well. So I'm just going to click on one of these. This is an example. So I'm going to add some basic features. And again, if I did do this, like I just said before, if I did this back in my property page, this would carry across as well. I'll just add, obviously, some of this information. Obviously, there's some other information: pets allowed, smoking, furnished, etc., house sizes and stuff like that. And then you've also got some in our features. Obviously, there's a lot of additional information, additional features as well. So we might go through and tick a few of those so we have them listed on our property. So I'm going to save that there. You can see it's popped up in here and also down here. So you've got that option here. Those details that I put in, so those really poor lines and description that I put in, which will probably not be good, so I can edit that as well in here as well. So like I was saying before, for properties that have been listed once before, the information will be already in there and you'll take you straight here to edit that information. Same with our tours. So again, if you're using BTC or any of those tour programs or videos and stuff like that, you've got that option in there. I'm going to add floor plans and photos because this is a really important thing to add in. So I click add photos and floor plans. And you can see it's taking me straight to photos and there's a floor plans tab as well. The cover photos are relating to what photos on your property page. So that's why it's taking me straight to the photos. So you can add up to 48 photos in here. Quite high resolution as well, so that will obviously upload into REA, Domain, or the other sites that we were talking about. And then if we go ahead, so I'm going to drag over some photos. This is an example. Here we go. So I've got a couple of property photos and a couple of my backyard. So I've got 5 photos far. So I'm just going to drag and drop them into here. They're all quite high quality. You can see it's quite quick to upload them. There we go. So they're all there ready to go. I have one floor plan, but obviously there's you can add more than one. So we've got the option here to add 2 floor plans as well. So I can drag this across and put my floor plan in here. Cool. So I'm going to save that now. So that's going to save it to this listing. And you can see here at any stage you can view. Just a little note on our hero photos. You'll see this one here's popped up first. So whatever photo you've added in first will appear as that photo that the person first sees. So just be aware of that. So usually it's the picture of the house, such as that one, or any of those as well. You can see my floor plans are in there. A couple little areas in here as well. So my agent details. If I have an agent assigned to this property already, such as the property manager, so that would automatically pop in here. Because I haven't already assigned that, I'm going to have to add someone in there. Again, it can be changed if you have a different listing agent compared to your property manager. Again, we can change that information as well. We've got some options down here to list our inspections for our property. So these are all our open inspections. So if I click on edit inspection times, it gives me the option here to add inspection times. So I can say, let's just add today. Add next week, next Friday. And we'll add another one in there just for an example. I won't change to update the times or anything like that. So again, that's going to be uploading to the portal. So just remember that as well. So you can add all that information in there. And of course, you can edit any of this information. So there we have it. That's basically setting our property up for listing. And don't forget, this information does save. So this is the first time I'm advertising this property. It may be a new management or something like that. So that's why I'm adding all this information in initially. And then that will be in there the next time. So big obvious button in the top right hand corner here is when we're ready to publish. So if I click on publish, you'll notice here some listing statuses. So the most common one obviously will be available for lease. So when you're selecting these listing statuses, just be aware that this will reflect what you do on the website. So if it's leased, for example, obviously say let's take realestate.com for example, that will mark it as leased on their website. Same with obviously demand. If you choose off market, then just be aware that it will remove that listing as well, and it will also take it from the advertising workflow. So when we do need to initiate this listing again, say in 12 to 24 months time, we do need to do that for the property page, and that'll initiate this listing and process again. So it's really there, that workflow is really there to support you through any current listings and what you need to do to action those. So I'm going to choose my one portal that I've got here. Again, as I said earlier, I'll just select my available to lease. I'm going to select realestate.com, my portal here. Again, you can have multiple portals. You can have multiple areas within the same portal, which I know is a very common sort of thing as well. And they'll all be basically uploading at the same time. So essentially, if I had multiple portals, I would tick, 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 and then I would click publish. So I'm going to click publish. Again, it's going to confirm. So my thing is always checking everything before I'm publishing and doing things like that to the public. So again, we're going to confirm that we want to go ahead with what we've selected, and then I'll click confirm. Awesome. And you can see here it's successfully published, and that's really it. So a next thing, I guess, is if you do lease the property or if you're taking it off the market. So the option here is to publish that status again. So what you would do in that situation is you would mark it as leased or off the market and then publish. And by publishing that again, it's going to upload it to that site and tell that site that, hey, we no longer, if the property's leased, so can we advertise it as leased or remove it completely off market, and again from our workflow. Awesome. Well, guys, that's basically it for advertising. A really quick run through. I hope you enjoyed watching our 3 series and our 3 big ticket product releases we've done recently. And obviously there'll be more to come in the future. Reminder, if you have not yet signed up to the premium subscription, you can do that by contacting, I'll put the link in our comments down below, but please jump on with our growth team and we can certainly talk you through that and get you in that. As I said, it is releasing today, so it will be available for all the premium customers that are currently on the new plan as well. If you do have any questions, I'll stay on for a little bit and keep an eye on the comments and things like that via the Facebook video in the group and on our public Facebook page, and I'll try and answer them as we go along. And again, thank you for joining me for today and listening to me for this session and our last 3 sessions, and I hope to be chatting to you again soon.